Welcome to Go Lurk Yourself, podcast about streaming on the internet. My name is Crunky.
No, I am Cherry Cake.
Today we're going to talk about the new expansion map and battle pass to PUBG called Sanhok. Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is.
Sanhok, yeah. It came out, full disclosure, about a week ago, and the two of us both got the battle pass, and I probably have played more than you, but we've both played a fair bit amount, I'd say.
Yeah.
It was a 22-day event, and there's 19 days left. So no, it's a 30-day event, and there's 19 days left, something like that. But basically, PUBG is for those of you guys who've been living under a rock, PUBG is a great big battle royale game. One of the first major ones to really gain notoriety. Made by PUBG Corp, used to be called Blue Hole Entertainment, out of, where are they from? Korea?
I don't know.
Don't hold me to that. That might not be where they're from. But yeah, they're basically one of the big kings of battle royale. Fortnite came around and sort of took its crown as far as most popular, most playing. But I think when it comes to realistic battle royale games, shooters, since the Arma days of it being a mod for Arma, I think this is probably the biggest realistic one. And this is the first time they've added in an event pass. For those who don't know what an event pass is, basically they give you a slew of rewards. They charge a premium for it. They call it premium pass here. I'm looking at the screen now. For $10, you buy this 30-day event pass where you can try to do certain achievements and be rewarded with custom cosmetics like weapon cosmetics, different clothing options, colors and whatnot. There's like a lot of tropical things that match the new tropical map of Sanhok. So what's been your initial impression with the new map so far, Cherry?
Generally a quite good one.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I forgot to mention is that the new map is literally half the size of the old ones as far as geography, and they left the number of players on it the same, so it's a little bit more focused, more action-packed, I'd say, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with playing Fortnite, it's about the same size as that map, I think. Yeah,
that's fair. I'd say so. It definitely lends itself more to more combat, less strategy. Like you don't need vehicles to get around. Like in the old maps, you had to basically get on the ground and assess your circle situation and find a vehicle if you were going to make it. This one, you could pretty much run the entire length of the map before the first circle even comes in.
Yeah.
But I think PUBG Corp's done a really good job with it, because it takes the things that I love about the first map, which was called Erangel, which was has a lot of tree cover, a lot of good terrain, mountainous terrain, and they've combined that with some of the good city and varied terrain that's from Miramar. I don't like Miramar. It's not my favorite map because it's a desert. There's no trees everywhere, so it's sniper heavy. The new map is, even though it's smaller, it's real easy to lose somebody in the woods, and there's giant rocks everywhere and cover and lots of little huts and houses. I think they did a good job with it. Yeah,
definitely. It's I think that was probably one of the, if not the main issue when Miramar got brought out, because we were so used to playing on Erangel that it's such a different environment in Miramar, and to go from having lush green grass and trees and rocks and stuff to a barren desert was a real kind of jarring experience. But now they seem to have gone back to Erangel's kind of environment on there, but almost quadrupled it and put in again what you were saying about, because the map size again is so small as well. It feels like there's a lot more cover in the actual map itself, but it's good. I'm really enjoying it. I know you are for a fact. I know it's reignited your love for the game at least.
Yeah, I think that has more to do with the premium pass. The map itself is excellent. Don't get me wrong, and I think one of the biggest reasons that I love the new map is that its performance is better. With a quarter of the stuff to load in, they could be a little bit more. They can pack in a lot more stuff in a smaller amount of area.
Yeah,
I think at least it feels that way. I'm not a programmer. I don't really understand how it works under the hood, but we joke about PUBG fixing one thing and breaking two others. I have to say the stability of this map has been pretty good. There was one day we played. I don't think you were there. I think I was playing with Snuffus, and the lag was super bad. Like we were rubber banding all over the place. But they said, "Hey, it's a server issue. We fixed it," and it was gone after one round. So
I think that was one of my concerns when we first learned about the map being so small, but they were still keeping 100 players in the load-in. And I think we talked about it off stream or while we were playing once on one of the older maps, and we're like, is it going to be too much? Is it going to be too crowded because the map is smaller? Are the servers going to be able to handle that many people in such a small area? But they seem to have done a pretty good job. And to say it is smaller and it's still got the same amount of players, the gameplay style feels very good.
I agree. There's definitely a huge gap. If you go back and play the old maps, especially right now, you can go the early game. If you land somewhere that's contested, it's pretty exciting, and then toward the end, there's a lot of action. But you can go a whole 25 minutes without seeing anybody, where you're just running around looting. And Sanhok doesn't have that problem. Sanhok is if you go the whole game without seeing somebody, it's because you're actively running away from people, or you're actively like avoiding common areas. But and even if you're trying to avoid common areas, you end up running into a lot of people, or you can run into one or two people. I think another thing, the reason that the game plays so well, that map plays so well, is because there's a lot more cover, whether it's hills or trees or houses. That lends itself to playing well in solos, duos, and squads. Because I remember the first time I played this, I played a couple solo rounds and I played a couple duos with you, and I thought, man, I don't know how this game's going to play on squads, and it's actually been really good on squads. I mean, that it lends itself really well. I think they hit it out of the park with this one for sure. Yeah.
My only concern is that they're going to peak too soon, because I know
right.
Like when we were talking about E3, they did a very, very small teaser about the snow map that should be, I don't know when it's going to be released. There's no release date for it yet.
They said this winter's, I think it said winter.
Oh, obviously because it's a winter map. Yeah. So I have to see have we got any more details on that, like how big the map is or anything?
No, I've not seen anything. You would think that a snow map, if that showed footsteps in the snow, if it's going to really leave footsteps in the snow, it's going to have to be smaller so it can handle the load, or it's going to be another Miramar where there's nothing on the terrain, it's just barren open areas. Yeah,
it'd be interesting what setting they're going to have it in, whether it's going to be like open plains, snowfields, or if it's going to be close quarters in like cities or towns, that kind of buildings area. So it'd be quite interesting to see.
I hope they set it for like John Carpenter's The Thing up in the Siberia or something. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I actually haven't. No.
Oh man, it's a creepy one. It was an '80s movie. If you don't know anything about it, it's got practical effects and it's like super gory, and but it takes place in like, I think it's Antarctica or somewhere like that. But there's nobody there, and this alien gets loose that can like morph into people. It jumps out of people's chests, and a girl's head falls off and legs grow out of it. It crawls around. It's super creepy. Nice. Turned PUBG into a horror game, right?
Oh yeah, well they almost did with the fog, but they got rid of that, unfortunately.
Well, that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. And Sanhok dynamic weather is back, and fog can roll in, and it's very subtle because there's not like the old fog map was a very specific sound. It has like a hum going on the whole time, and like a howl from the wind. Yeah. This one gradually came in, but you're like, all of a sudden you're like, wait, did it just get foggy? When did that happen? Yeah. Or it's raining now. I don't know. I'm like you said, I'm a bit enamored with it. Being able to play that map with solos and with friends has been a lot of fun. Like, it's definitely the most fun I've had in PUBG since maybe it first came out.
Yeah. I think one of the benefits... Oh.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, one of the benefits is that, I think, like you were saying, with the gaps that are in the old school maps, I don't know if we've almost been spoiled by Sanhok now because it is very action heavy, because it's so small. You do run into a lot of people. So I think we played a lot of Sanhok like recently, and then we played a couple of matches on the old maps, and I found myself getting a little bit bored just because we were like just looting and then running, but we weren't seeing anybody.
Yeah. Definitely. And most of the reviews or like the top level players, there's a guy that I watch named WTF Moses who's the first person I heard say this. He loves PUBG and plays it all. Well, I assume he loves it. He plays the hell out of it all the time on his stream. And he was talking about some of his feedback for PUBG. This is months ago. Was that mid game is a bit slow. It's a bit not action heavy. And I was like, it was the first time I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, he's right. I'm super excited in the mid game most time, like planning out, so didn't really notice it. But as far as like combat, absolutely. And I think Sanhok has addressed quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
But the other part of the Sanhok expansion, or the new patch that came out last Friday, was the Battle Pass. And what level did you get to, Cherry, in the Battle Pass?
Hang on.
Okay.
I'm in level 6 at the moment.
Level 6? Okay. So basically, Battle Pass gives you daily, weekly, and a couple other category type of rewards, an XP system. And there is a rewards menu for each level. They give you, I'm just scrolling through it here. They give you bonus XP at level 1, bonus bounty points, which you can use to unlock crates that have other cosmetics in them potentially. They give you both some bonus and some static cosmetics. One of the level 3 cosmetics you get is the Violent Violet Jacket, which has definitely got the Sanhok theme. Yeah. It's got a pineapple grenade on the back that says fire in the hole on it. And but it's only available, you can only use it for 30 days and then it goes away, which is kind of a weird thing for them to do. They've sprinkled in some permanent things you get. At level 5, you get the surgical mask that goes over your face to like give you some more cover if you have a helmet on, make you stand out less. And then they give you some static levels. This is just for premium people. If you have to buy this pass for $10 to unlock the roadmap, basically to open these things up, they give you daily missions, and some of the missions are neat, some of them are stupid. Daily missions today are play 3 solo games on Sanhok. That's fine, because you can queue up for just Sanhok. But if you get one that says play duos on Erangel, well, you have to queue up as a duo before you even get in the game, and you don't get to pick which map it is now. Yeah. The way they've done it is you have to select whether you want to go mini battle royale, which is Sanhok, or regular battle royale, which means you could randomly get either other map. So it's like, it makes it a little frustrating when you want to like target specific missions, especially since they put a timer on it. That you feel this pressure to like get certain things achieved.
Yeah, I don't really know why they've decided to separate them into those two groups, particularly. To me, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know if they're trying to maybe get more people to play Miramar. I don't know how popular it actually is. I can see why they separated Sanhok, because it's it's a small map. It's completely different to what the other two are. But to lump those two into the same group itself, it seems a bit of an odd move. That's all.
Yeah, especially because right before this patch, you could select one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My gut tells me that they're worried about queue times. There's got to be like a point of diminishing returns. Like if they had where you could select it out, if one map came kind of like out of favor, then no one would queue up for it, and the people who did want to play it would wait 5-10 minutes to get a group. So I bet that's why that is. I bet that's to keep queue times down, which sucks because like you, I don't mind playing squads on Miramar, but I don't like playing solo, and I don't like playing duos on it at all.
Yeah, it's definitely a squad map. That one is. I don't play solo that often, but I think I've seen Chaos play General Chaos live, play solos on that particular map, and it kind of drags because there is nothing about really.
Right.
Yeah.
You could go huge swaths of the map where there's just desert, and if anybody's out there with a sniper, you're just going to get pegged the whole time. It's like, God. So have you logged in to play any of like the daily or weekly challenges? Do you target those, or do you just kind of when they happen, they happen?
Yeah, I don't target them particularly. They're fun to like see progress of, and it's quite nice to get a reward for doing that kind of thing. But I don't go out my way to actually achieve them. I'm saying that we did one. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know if it was me and you. Oh no, I can't remember. Anyway, there was one where you had to blow up a car, and that's right down my alley. So I specifically went. Actually, no, the first time that I attempted to blow up a car, I missed with the grenade and then proceeded to get shot. So the first attempt failed. But yeah, second time around I managed to get it. So things like that, they're quite fun to do, but I won't go out of my way to actually go and achieve them, regardless of if there's if it's bonus XP or if it's an item of clothing, that is a reward. What about you?
I've been hitting them pretty hard. I've been having a lot of fun. But, just full disclosure, I also I had a real bad issue with my graphics card monitor connection that it took me a while to figure out what it was. I ended up returning another monitor, getting a new one, and now that I can play the game without, the screen tearing half the time, it feels like I'm playing a brand new game. So I've been kind of like really reveling in that, and I'll queue up, and, one of the week one achievements was to drive 10 kilometers in any vehicle on Miramar. Well, in first person mode. So I would just queue up, I jump in a car. And what was interesting is I doing these achievements, trying to get 3 kills with a handgun, trying to, find a way to Molotov somebody. I end up playing the game differently than I was. So that led it to its own, own adventure, own reward. I would find myself in unusual situations. When I normally play, you're either hot dropping into a place and having a 50-50 chance, not even 50-50 chance, getting out of there alive, or you're, strategically landing in a place that's got enough loot to get you going, but it's kind of away from the plane line. And then I kind of play the circles to stay alive and try to get to a top 10 situation. Well, that has a very particular gameplay style. When you land on Miramar and grab the Mustang and just drive around and try to get 5,000 kilometers, you run into all kinds of other stuff. So I end up having some really interesting fights, and that to me has made the premium pass, that $10 pass, totally worth it. I know there's a lot of hate going around, like if you go to Reddit or you go to online and talk to your people on your Discord channel, that, PUBG's just doing this because Fortnite's doing it, and there's probably some truth to that. But a lot of people were upset because Fortnite's free, and they put in the Battle Pass, which was like a way to get extra cosmetics for a premium. And I think theirs was $20, $20 or $25. I bought it for fun one weekend when I was streaming that game. But this game cost $30 new, and the premium pass was an extra $10. So, for most people who have played this game, I got my $30 out of it within the first couple of months. I mean, I have between playing it and like editing videos and watching replays, I've got 1,000 hours in this bad boy. So I don't mind at all paying $10 for something new. A year and a half past. But the people that are upset by it are not wrong. They should vote with their wallet. I know a lot of people passed on it. No pun intended.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's you're not forced to buy it. I'm on the fence with that one. It's entirely your choice if you want to buy it or not. These things are just cosmetic, so it depends. If you're really that bothered about gaining some of these things that you can only get with Battle Pass, it's $10. It's not going to break the bank.
Yeah, I know. It's even less than British pounds.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that just complaining for the sake of complaining. That's just me.
There's a lot of that, isn't there?
Apparently, yeah.
But I think that if I'm thinking of someone who maybe came to the game late, didn't get it back when you and I first started playing it. Let's say they got it. Let's say they played Fortnite and they kind of played through Fortnite till they got bored of it. And they go, I've heard PUBG's kind of fun too, and I want to try it out. Let's say 2 months ago they bought it for $30. that person's going to log into PUBG and be a year behind as far as skill cap and get owned repeatedly. And then 2 months later, they come out with this extra battle pass. Hey, now we want to charge you $10 for more content. I can see somebody being a little salty about it. It didn't apply to me this time because, it didn't affect me that way because I played so damn much of it. I love the game anyway.
But it's content that doesn't affect gameplay, though. Right.
It's all cosmetic. The person that maybe is salty about it might really enjoy doing the missions and want to do those and feel that should, because there are if you log in without buying it, there are some you can get, like the daily ones that show XP, and you can get some of those levels, but there's no way in 30 days you're going to get all of them because it's only 40 XP per, and you need like 400 XP for each level. There's 30 levels, so you do the math. You need 3,000 XP to get. No, you need 4,000 XP to get that level. No, 12,000. Sorry, math is hard, guys.
You got there eventually.
And a lot of they'll tell you when you log in. Snuffus was telling me about this. If you go under the normal and all the ones that are green on our screen, because we have the premium pass, it says if you had the premium pass, you'd get this much XP right now, and it puts the button there that says you've achieved this. Pay the premium pass so you can claim the XP. So it's got some of those fish hook kind of things in it to get you to prod you into getting the premium pass. But
it worked on you, Crunk, at least.
Oh, I bought it without even knowing how it worked. I bought it just so we could play it for a bit and talk about it.
Yeah. Speaking of not working, I know they had a bit of an issue when it first got released that things weren't registering on some of the things that the missions that you could do. I don't know if it was Chaos or if it was you or both of you that were saying that you'd actually achieved these things, but they weren't giving you the reward that you've actually done them. But I think, as far as I know, they've fixed it now.
Both of us had that same problem. It was really funny because there's one where you have to get a melee kill to get the achievement, basically, and he was like, we had a guy killed on the ground. He's like, oh, finish him off with a melee to get your achievement. Right as I shot and killed him, I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't get it. I forgot about it. And then the next guy we killed was on the ground, and Chaos killed him with a melee kill. And I was like, oh, man. He goes, you get the next one. Well, we ended up not getting anybody else the rest of the map, and then we stopped playing. Afterwards, I go out there, and he goes, they didn't give me credit for that melee kill. It gave me the credit for it.
What? Oh, yeah.
He was the one who did it. It didn't give him credit, and it gave me credit for him. It's just, I mean, look, Blue Hole and PUBG Corp, whatever you want to call them, they're horrendous when it comes to quality assurance or just double checking their work, because we joke about it all the time. Every time they fix one thing, they break two others.
Yeah. Weren't you also saying that you were getting achievements when you weren't even playing?
Yes. So I jumped in to a match, and let's say there's 3 people were in a group, and one person died and had exited the menu, but 2 people were still in playing. The person who died was at the menu invited me to the squad. So I'm in the squad on the lobby, right? Yeah. 2 people are in a car driving around, and I'm watching my achievements. I'm getting the kilometers achievements while I'm not even in game because I'm in the squad with them.
Oh, that's crazy.
So is that a bug or a feature? But they did a couple other weird things too, like they have these linked missions. So some of these missions are just straight up get so many miles in a car, get so many kills, drink so many energy drinks. Well, that's fine, but one of them was 50 bandages. You know how useless bandages are, right?
Yeah.
So basically what we would do is we'd land, we'd sit in the blue, which ticks down your health a little bit, and just bandage in the blue over and over again and try to use them all up.
Yeah.
And then it unlocks drink 40 energy drinks. I'm like, well, geez, I wish I would have had both of them available at once, but you have to complete one. You don't know what the next one's going to be. So for my week 1, I only have, the Sanhok achievements, I have 9 energy drinks left to drink, and then there's a locked achievement that'll give me a pants reward. I don't know what it is, but I could probably look it up and find out.
Yeah. And you also say that these achievements work for your teammates as well.
Not all of them do. Yeah, I think part of the reason that people think it's buggy, and it is buggy, but I think people think it's more buggy than it is that they weren't forthright with like what counts. People were doing hot drops and going, I killed 2 people with a pistol, but it doesn't show I have any pistol kills. Mm-hmm. Well, when it launched, one thing they didn't say is you had to be in a match for 5 minutes for it to take into account. So somebody would hot drop, kill 2 people with a pistol, then get shot in the back of the head all under 5 minutes. They don't get any credit for that.
Yeah.
So, and what they did in the first patch they put out a patch like 2-3 days later that said, okay, we've lowered the credit ticker to 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, and they fixed a couple other things too. There was one, this one was particularly devious. If the achievement was get a top 3 without getting any kills. So you think, okay, I just have to make it to the top 3 without killing anybody, and then no matter what happens after there, I'll get it. Nope. If you got to a top 3 and killed 2 people and won, it didn't count.
No.
You had to get to top 3 and die, and without the other 2. What? Yeah, it was really ridiculous. And I actually got the achievement the day it launched. I saw that one, and it wasn't that I went out of my way to get it. I was I went out of my way to not kill anyone until I got to 3, but I went for the kill and just happened to get killed by the number 2 guy, so I got the achievement.
Oh, nice.
But you see on my character, I have these glasses that you get for getting a solo chicken dinner on Sanhok, which is a number one first place. Chaos has got 3 solo chicken dinners and still hasn't got that unlocked.
Oh, come on.
At least as of yesterday. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since yesterday morning, but it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's the world we live in. This basically is an early access game still.
Well, I was going to say it wouldn't be PUBG without the bugs, would it?
Exactly. So would you recommend Sanhok or the Premium Pass to people that are listening that like to play PUBG? What would you say?
I definitely recommend Sanhok. That's a no-brainer for me. I don't know if it happened to you, Grunk, but with me, I was kind of getting a little bit frustrated and maybe a little bit bored with the other 2 maps.
Yeah.
Just purely because I think we've played them for so long, it was just getting a little bit repetitive. So to have not only a new map, but a different environment and a different size of map as well, it brings a very different experience to the game, which is really refreshing. So yeah, I definitely recommend Sanhok playing that. But as far as the Battle Pass goes, it's entirely your choice. I mean, if you're a sucker for cosmetics and achievements and those kind of things, and if you don't mind paying $10 or however many pounds or euros it is, go for it. I mean, there's no benefit in the game. You don't get any upper hand for it. It's just purely cosmetic stuff. But if you like that kind of stuff, sure, why not? Like I say, it's $10 or less, and it's not going to
Cherry Rockefeller over here.
Yeah, yes. If you can afford it, I'm not promoting it. So yeah, I mean that the Battle Pass is entirely your choice. I will be interested to see what or how they develop it as the game goes on.
One of the things that really, I kind of people who are upset about the Battle Pass and upset about some of the skins are generic looking. They're all themed for the island. I think they got that tropical look. It's Hawaiian shirts or like bamboo looking trees. I'm looking at the was a purple and yellow shirt you get. It was one of the earlier achievements for like level 5 or 6. But, they happen to be also doing this local tournament in Germany right now, where if you go there, if you're in attendance, they give you these amazing looking skins. Like one is like the biker mask that has a skeleton jaw on it.
Yeah.
They have really awesome looking combat pants, and the whole outfit matches together. And like, man, if it wasn't $1,000 to fly there, and then I might go do it. Chaos was talking about buying tickets and not going, but I was doing some researching into it. And you have to be there in attendance to get the code. That
was my question. I was going to ask if you actually physically had to go in order for the stuff to unlock. So,
and somebody on Reddit posted a picture of that get up and goes, "This is what we should get if we get to the end of the Battle Pass. Not don't tie it behind your physical tournament. All the best looking stuff in the game." And I'm like, that's not exactly unfair for them to think that. And I thought, if you're going to charge everybody premium content, at least give us all access to the premium content.
Yeah.
not put it behind $1,000 flight. Because I guess if you live in Germany, that's cool. But those boxes will become tradable like a month afterwards. So you'll see those go on the Steam marketplace for $1,000, I bet.
I would be very curious to see how much they end up being.
How many are you going to buy when they go out live?
Oh, 5.
I would agree with you that the Sanhok's a no-brainer. It's probably the best thing that's happened to PUBG since it launched, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the 1.0 patch, or at least it felt like a brand new game. But I've seen a lot of decreases in bugs and issues, and like the game feels better. Like it feels like my shots are hitting where they're supposed to be hitting. Where prior to this patch, I was having a lot of frustration of like feeling like every third bullet wasn't landing on the character, even though it showed it on my screen. And the battle pass, I'm 100% in agreement that it's worth it. Like you said, if you're an achievement hunter or you get a thrill about trying to play a game a different way, it presents these unique challenges that I've really enjoyed. But what do you say we end it here and go play some PUBG?
That sounds like a good idea.
All right. Well, everybody, until next time, you can reach me at crunky_Twitch, or you can see me on my channel at twitch.tv/crunky with 2 N's. How about you, Cherry?
You can find me at twitch.tv/cherrycaketv, and I am on Twitter at cherrycake518.
Nice. Well, thanks again, Cherry, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.